My sister, who may pop in here, has been in town for a week, and she's leaving this afternoon. And we had a dinner planned, and I just forgot. I double booked.
Yeah, yeah, no, I just, you're kind of a regular, so we notice when you're not there. Paul met your sister, I think, right? He said.
Yeah, he had lunch with us last week. Yeah, and she's packing. She might pop in and listen to some. We'll see. She's a little frantically packed. She's doing a very long trip. She lives in the Yucatan. And she was in New York, then in New Jersey, then out here, and then she's going to San Diego and back to New Jersey for a month to my mom's. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
So, yeah. Anyway, if she pops in, she'll.
Yes. Sense and
Oh, yeah.
Sensibilities in the house.
Hello, Patricia. Good to
And
meet you.
a newcomer to Brownstone Poets. Yay.
There we go. Oop. This is great. And Seamus, you're coming in from where?
Ireland,
Where in Ireland, if I may be so bold?
Wexford. It's south of Dublin.
Okay.
You know Ireland?
I don't. I've not been there. I just have a map brain,
Okay.
and I read a lot. Don't tell anybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Bruce Whitaker just moved to Ireland. What part did he move to, Roxy?
Cork.
Cork.
He's in Cork City.
Oh, somebody, one of your friends, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
has moved to Cork City.
Yeah.
Ah,
And he's actually, there's some poetry festival, I think it's happening now that he's in. He's already like signed up to do all these readings and be,
okay.
yeah,
In Cork
yeah,
or close to Cork.
close to
Mhm.
Cork, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this time of year we have a lot of poetry festivals and literature festivals going. 2 days ago we had Poetry Day
Oh, okay.
for the country, and there was a lot of events and Zoom events and things like that.
I know Salmon Poetry was just doing a lot for for Titanic.
Okay.
There was the big thing that was going on. I think Salmon Poetry. I know Sandy Yvonne, Margot Taft Seaver was there, and also Susanna Case. They were there promoting the Titanic. Let's see, I showed the book.
I'm
The
jealous.
Titanic was built in Belfast in Northern Ireland.
Hmm.
It's a dream trip to go there, right, Richard? Wouldn't it be good to do a collapse trip?
I think so, yeah. Go to one of the festivals.
Ireland, you mean, and
Yeah,
Ireland and UK and
imagine doing that.
Well, maybe some
Oh,
friends that are there could host you.
It'd be
Patricia,
Because I
send
think
me-
they were traveling all around the island. I'm not too sure. They were in different places. I know definitely in Belfast, but I think they
Okay.
were traveling elsewhere.
Wow.
Of course, I can't travel now.
You can't.
I can't.
Ah, sorry
Oh,
to hear that.
money. My
yeah. My travel budget right now is approximately a bus across town.
zilch, and I don't
Can
even
you
have
get
my
can you
passport.
get a grant? Or do a crowdfunding?
Hey, Lynn, get us a grant like $500 million, and then we'll just do a little tour.
That sounds great.
I would, you know what? I have not had the bandwidth to kind of look at things like that, but I feel like that's something we need to do because I do think, yeah, we need to research things like that
It
more.
would be really fun. Great weather for media used to pop over because they were partly from London area, yeah, in southern England.
I would love that.
Hey, everybody.
No,
Hey.
possible Ireland could sponsor you. You may not be able to get a grant from the States, but you might be able to get a grant from Ireland to come over.
Bring a bunch of collapse ruffians over there.
Right.
Okay, I look into that. See what we can do here.
Because I know France has like a lot of programs like that. So I'm thinking maybe.
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah, we're expecting
Paul.
Jack will be here. He's from Paris.
Hi, Harvey.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Peter, Harvey,
Is there an
Hello.
open mic sign
and
up?
and Bear.
Everybody
Chris
who's
Butters is here. Yeah.
everybody who's registered is automatically put on the open mic
Maybe
list.
1 minute.
And it's in the
Thank
order that you registered.
3 minutes.
Okay.
3 minutes. I'm gonna repeat waiting for more people to come in. What we're gonna start around 2:15, Roxy.
Yeah, as soon as we get enough people.
Yeah.
And I've started a live stream already. It's recording and the live stream is already happening. So we don't have to worry about that. That's
Mhm.
already set.
Okay, it's like 3 minutes. The features get 15. Okay, the beginning we're gonna have like about 10 to 12 readers on the open, and then we're gonna have features 1 and 2. That would be Elin Alexander and Richard Loranger, and then we're gonna have a 15-minute break, and when Roxy returns, we're gonna have feature number 3, which will be Han Raska, and then the rest of the open, and we have our chat room, and that's where you can just do your shameless plugs, promote positivity and your own readings and your books, blah blah blah, and no negativity, because we're here as a safe space for writers. And here new people. Hey Deborah. Hey Chris, Paul, Jeffrey, Brother Bear.
Okay, well, while we're waiting for more people to join us, if you would like to unmute and introduce yourself and maybe share a shameless plug about a book or an upcoming reading, feel free to do so.
Are we unmuted? Yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go first with the shameless plug. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Tomorrow, Artful Dodgers Poetry, which I've been hosting for, it'll be 8 years come June, is having its next virtual open mic. Sometimes they're virtual, sometimes they're in person and virtual, but tomorrow will be virtual entirely. It's posted on Eventbrite. I will also put the links in the chat here. It's 2:30 New York time, and basically we go on until pretty much everybody has read. So feel free to join us, and you get a free balloon ride with every poem. Yeah.
A free balloon ride. Oh my goodness.
They're expensive, I want you to know. So,
Okay, as of June.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy. Hi, and Peter. Hi. As of June 10th, Wayne Crawl is hosting on Monday, June 15th at 7 p.m. The first floor walk up is at the One-on-One pub on 76 East First Street. That's in the East Village. I'm featured with Barbara Slosky, Matthew Paris, Tim, and Deedle Tomlinson. And also I have information about my new book, Stranger on the Shore. It's on Amazon. I have all the information in the chat room, and also information about the latest anthology. And in the process, I'm still working on this. It's in the editorial stage right now. It's with my team members. This is the mock cover. It could change a little bit, but this is what it's going to look like.
Oh,
Meow. And that's it. It's in the process. I'm just waiting for my team to review it and all that. I'll be getting back to the 68 contributors, blah blah blah, and also whatever. So hopefully I have it done late summer.
Hey, Beth. Glad to see you here.
Hey Edward. Hey
Hi,
Beth.
you too.
You made it. Yay.
I made it. There was a major fire in my building last week, and we've been through hell.
God.
So I'm here.
Hmm.
Wow.
Still smelling the smoke, but we're here.
Oh, wow. I hope it didn't affect your apartment aside from the smoke.
Yeah, apart from that, no, we were damn lucky.
Great.
Anyhow, good news. We're here.
Yay.
Hi, Ed.
Everybody in New York City freezing today like it's November.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
It's
all
so
wrapped up in
cold. I'm
scarves.
wearing
I
a little,
know.
I had to close my window and I have to
Mhm.
wear an undershirt underneath my dress. It was like so beautiful last week, and well,
Yeah, the 80
Crazy.
Well-
It's a little chilly out. I went for a walk. It's not that bad though. Not that.
not for the end of
sunshine.
May. This is not the kind of weather you expect.
Yeah, we're getting to 70 here today in the Bay Area and partly sunny.
What time's it?
Mhm.
2:06.
2:06. Okay. We got
I don't think there's
quarter after. Oh,
people here
Caroline
from.
from Canada's coming in.
I don't know if there's people here from the Bay, but oh, Deborah and Paul at least. I'm reading next Friday in North Beach at the First Fridays.
Okay,
Or
cool.
Jessica Luce at the Jewelry Gallery. I forget what it's called, but it's always has poetry on First Fridays.
Richard, if you type that into the chat, that would be great because then
I-
I can send everybody a copy of the chat.
I might be able to. I actually don't know the info yet because it's sort of a bootstrap operation. But if I can find it, I'll type it in at some point.
Okay.
It's 60,
Carolyn.
61 degrees here.
The line is on. Canada is arriving.
Yay. It's 61 degrees. It's freezing.
Caroline, you're muted. I don't hear you.
We don't hear you. Ah, now she's.
Now she's muted again. Okay. She's unmuted, but we still don't hear her.
Is your microphone connected? Turn up the sound. No.
Yeah, you're unmuted here. There must be something going on with laptop, Caroline, because we're not hearing you. Your lips moving.
Maybe she should get out and come back in again. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it's on her laptop.
I think so too.
I think she's going to probably have to. I think you may have to restart your laptop, Caroline.
In the meantime, before we start, 46 degrees in Boston. Wow. Does anybody have to leave early? I'll push you ahead. Harvey? Okay.
Yeah, I have to.
You are, let's see, where are you located? Harvey?
I'm located in the
You're number 6 on the list.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty much, you'll be in the first.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's cold in here.
I know. I've got a t-shirt and a shirt and a sweater on. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close my windows. I had to bring out a down comforter on my bed.
My apartment is warm for some reason.
Oh, do you still have the heat on?
No, there's no heat coming up, but it's warm. It's not that.
Maybe you
You
get
know, it's the windows. Your windows are
get a
better
lot
than
of
mine.
sun in the apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you probably the windows are better.
yeah.
I don't know what's going on. We still can't hear Caroline.
No, can't hear her. Can she come in on her phone?
She's still trying to figure it out.
Hmm. Oh, here comes Paris. Bonjour. See, 12 to 10.
Okay.
Bonjour. Is
All right.
is
So
Claire coming?
I can bonjour. Yes.
Okay. Bonjour.
Yes. It's 37 degrees here. It's 99, something like that.
Oh my goodness.
What is a heat wave there?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been going
How
all
is it
week.
in Ireland? How is it, Seamus, how is it in Ireland? Is it very cold or hot? What is it? You having a heat there?
It's warm, but we had a heat wave last weekend for about 4 days,
Hello, hello,
and
hello.
it
Oh,
was
yeah.
quite unusual for me.
Caroline, yay.
Yay.
Am I in?
Yes, yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay,
Oh, so, hi.
good. Okay, I can close that.
I'm glad you're not. Boston's 46 and 61 here in Brooklyn.
I've been thinking about Paris because we're watching tennis. We're
Oh, yes.
watching,
Yeah. It's the final is tomorrow.
yeah,
But the big deal is the football tonight,
yeah. And
which
soccer.
I'm sorry to say I don't really know who's playing.
Oh, I was going to ask you because I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I know it's Paris something.
Okay.
Okay.
Claire, the other. Bonjour. Claire's coming.
Okay, great.
Okay, good. Okay. Now I want to get
We have a
everybody.
French connection here. We have a Canadian connection. We have an Irish connection.
Yeah, international.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Los Angeles
Yay!
Oh,
Oh,
LA.
ah,
in the
another
house.
another country heard from.
And badass Brooklyn.
It is another.
Brooklyn house.
Yes.
I
Okay,
can tell
there.
you, LA would love to secede. That's all I can say.
Claire, good to see your beautiful face.
Ah,
Great to see you all.
yeah.
Hey, Jersey's in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, even New Jersey. Yay!
Hoboken.
Is that the new cover?
And Ron
This
Brent.
is the mock cover.
Oh.
Jack, this is the mock cover. It's going
I
to come
love
to
it.
you
I look-
eventually. We have to
Yes.
see what happens with the editing. So probably sometime this summer
Okay.
it'll come to you. Okay.
I'm
This is basically what it
waiting.
looks like. You can make the lettering better, whatever.
Hmm.
Okay. There we are. Okay. Good.
Okay, 2 more minutes. We start, Roxy.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or you
Okay.
want to start now?
I'm a little low on light. And I hesitate to light candles.
It's very
You're gonna
hot.
love the poem I'm gonna read today.
Ah,
I think we see everybody pretty clearly.
Yeah, I want to start now. Let's start. Whoever comes.
I mean, I could.
Yeah.
Okay.
ah. Wait.
Is that
Okay.
better?
Wait.
So now we can't see you.
No.
Now we can't see
Now,
Jack.
It's
Okay.
behind
You
you.
have the window open behind you. Then we can't see you.
No. There you go.
Now we,
Better. There.
Draw the shade. Draw the shade. Now we can see you good.
now we can see Jack.
There has to be contrast.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes,
I
I'm
Ron,
good at contrast.
Ron is promoting his new book. Ron, do you want to unmute and say something about your new book?
Who's
that?
Ron.
Ron,
No.
tell us
Hey.
about your book.
No, that's okay.
You can put the information in the chat room like I did
Yeah.
Okay.
for my book.
I love the title, You Who Are the Stranger. That's such a great title.
That's a
Amazing.
quote from
Two
Leonard Cohen.
people with strangers, and I'll
That's a quote from Leonard Cohen.
Okay, I think Patricia,
we can start. Okay.
start.
Okay.
Let's get going. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Brownstone Poets. Give yourself a round of applause. We made it to the end of May. Rent is due. I just paid it this morning. We have fabulous features here from Collapse Press. We have Lynn Alexander, Lynn Alexander, Richard Loringer, and Han Roska. And of course, the fabulous open mic. All the open features get 50 minutes each. The open mic is minutes. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start to begin with the first 10 to 12 people. Then we're going to have features 1 and 2. And then we're going to have a 50-minute break. And then Roxy returns. We're going to come back with the third feature and the rest of the open. Use the chat room for your shameless plugs, for your positive input, for your upcoming features, your books, whatever. And now we're ready to start. I'm going to read off we're going to start with let's see, 12 people in the open. We have Paul Roberts, Jack Cooper, Claire, Edward. I don't see Bertha. Do we see Bertha? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. We have Harvey Sauce. I don't see Julio. We have Cindy Hockman. Ron Coleman. I don't see him. Do you see him? No.
Not yet.
Okay. Caroline. I don't see Charles. Gee, a lot of people.
Missing.
Seamus and Beth and Ron Burma. Okay, we're going to start with Paul Cohen. You want and when we have when people read, please, if you're not reading, mute yourselves. Okay, Paul, please unmute and share. And welcome.
Okay, it's me. I'm up, right?
Yeah, you're first, and then Jack Cooper's next.
Or you'll attempt to reach out on your profile.
You're muted. Paul, you're muted.
I didn't think I'd done that.
Start again. Okay.
Or you'll attempt to reach out on your profile or avatar or whatever is left of your digital persona and say, hey, you guys, is anyone else having a breakdown? But there won't be any answers. Just that pulsing set of two-dimensional white and black vertical lines now filling up the pixels. And something is very familiar about those lines, but with the anxiety stacking inside your bosom like a reflex you've always known, you toss aside the ocular or tablet or whatever device your fingers have been worrying over to seek out your coworkers at their anticipated stations, and they won't be there, just gone. Steam still rolling off the tops of their abandoned lattes or green teas, but you still need to tell someone something has gone terribly wrong with your inner space. And there must be a supervisor or doctor or life coach or pet therapist who can get you back on track until you throw open the door to your office or conference room, only to find that same pseudo-significant pattern of irregular black and white vertical lines, now forming a neat rectangular box with no additional doors attached. And will you even need to check the other door to your office or conference room, or will you still need to go through the ritual as you call out into the box of irregular black and white lines, hey boss, hey boss? The anxiety now pitched somewhere between sobbing and screaming inside your vocal cords reach a tipping point when it hits you like the phony sunlight pouring through the phony windows of your current station that you know exactly where you have seen these same irregular white and black vertical lines before, which is on the tracking devices installed like capstones on regulated laptops, modems, or devices, like serial numbers of a barcode letting you know your exact location, and those lines now morph into a sentence, rolling horizontally across this new master screen like a Salesforce readout in one of their curated solar wells with a message custom designed just for you saying, I like when you behave yourself, Paul. Now, would you like to tell the story you've always wanted to tell, perhaps designed with a rhythm and pacing borrowed from a pattern found in a Debussy composition, since you and I were just enjoying an endless loop of Claire de Lune together? Thank you.
you. Come again. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, next up, we're gonna have bonjour, Monsieur Jacques Coupa. Jacques, unmute. S'il vous
Unmuting.
plaît.
Yes. Okay, so in honor of the heat, I'm going to read something called canicule, which means heat wave. Shadows on a stationed camion seek refuge from the heat, its white carcass attracting them like flies. The avenue catches fire, and every car that flickers past intensifies the flames. Still, passers-by will keep this purgatory alive, despite intention to be somewhere, anywhere inside. I am inside, my particular hell, a place without love, the longing for, revived. And let's see, again, about the heat. In wartime, the calm that is in summer can be hidden in a garden where parrots not so much as talk, but screech. Like it, sequestered amid the trees, refuge there leaves for the breeze that sings, and evening comes, bringing further relief from the heat that prays, devourer of the peace. So have I got more time?
Just one very, very short one, like a haiku.
Oh, no, that's good. Thank you
Okay,
very
thank
much,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. Claire is next. Claire, please unmute and share.
Hello, everybody. This is, I need to say that it's based on the song Summertime, and I thought it was a slave song. I thought it was a slave singing to a baby. So it's based on that. So bear with me. It was a false interpretation, but okay. It's called Summertime. As I get out of bed, the white and yellow skies illuminate the room like a dream. My mood takes more time to adapt to the heavenly weather than my body does, which too ends up yielding to the warm air enveloping my flesh, protecting my brain like a mother would cradle her baby in her large, damp arms, to the sound of a too well-known lullaby. Summertime, and the leaving is easy. The actual context of which has been forgotten. An African-American slave trying to sue the white privileged baby while its parents are too busy getting rich. The honey voice is the one of a slave whose experience of summer is starkly different from the white Americans living the good life, but who has something in common with that baby, the urge to slow down and reach for peace. That song could be sung because the babysitter can identify with that child facing, even if temporarily, tiredness, hunger, or thirst in a merciless summer. I think of Ella Fitzgerald, who brought so much comfort and pleasure to the American household 1 century later after slavery had been abolished, but racism and segregation were still going on, preventing her to board a plane to Australia for one of her scheduled concerts. I think of how I want to reverse the roles and change the lyrics. One day soon you'll be free, and when that day comes, you can be anything. For one day he'll say, yes, we can. Yes, you can lead the life you want. Yes, you can and need to transcend servitude to white patriarchy. Yes, you can cross the river and escape the fields to greater landscapes and greater perspectives. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Edward. Edward, unmute and share.
Okay, this one was it's called The Ice People, and it was put out by Finn Hall in a book called These Poems Kill Fascists. It was just recently published. The Ice People. When we were children, we sometimes would have a hard time falling asleep. So my older brother would see if he could frighten me with scary stories. His favorite was the one about the ice people. The ice people, according to one legend, came from the north. Some people believed they emerged from caves. Some said their bodies were like ours, but made of solid ice. When others told the stories they were made of chunks of ice, their faces resembled skulls, ice skulls. They would roam the streets at night looking for naughty children to snatch up and take away, never to be seen again, ever. This was the favorite lore around campfires, so it was possible for the ice people to appear out of the woods and get you, even in the summer. They were impervious to heat. You weren't safe even during the day. Many children got snatched on their way to a game. My dad said that he was afraid of the ice people too. At first, I thought he was remembering from when he was a kid, but he told me that the ice people patrolled the streets during the time his grandfather was a kid, during the time of the tyrant. Dad said that the real ice people worked for the tyrant. The tyrant controlled them like the flying monkeys I saw in an old film from 200 years ago. They would kidnap people and send them to places far away, never to be seen again, ever. I asked my dad, where did the ice people go? After the Civil War and the famine, the tyrant fled, and the ice people were stopped, at least for a little while. But he added they could return at any time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we're gonna have Harvey Sauce, and after Harvey, it's gonna be Cindy Hockman.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
First, let me just repeat my invitation. I haven't posted in the chat links to Artful Dodger Poetry's a virtual open mic tomorrow at 2:30 New York time. Feel free to join us. This one I may or may not have read, but I have made a few changes. It's called A Failure of Conflict Resolution Among the Lilliputians. After they've taken their turns garroting the mediator, she fires the "oh, but it's on" shot, a low blow, knowing he'll go nuclear, asserting that he's never taken her to DEFCON 1, not once, not even on their wedding night, that she's been faking it all the while, her mind during sex on that next great sweater she was going to knit. Not for him, for UNICEF. Her high-pitched oh God, a curtain raiser from a passion play in artifice high school girls practiced after hygiene class, the better to fool their boyfriends. Totally nude love, Chanel's newest and priciest, a bottle of which he's promised her, but hasn't made good on yet, is what she's thinking of, and of being covered not by him, by God, but by some fabulous Fabio from head to toe. Impossible for him to tell when her yes means no. After the wreck of court-ordered mediation, they drift pro tempore together, but apart on a shared bed, a sea of Egyptian cotton softness, whose thread counts could make a math whiz faint from dizziness, rowing independently like lifeboats of a sinking ship. a pair of concupiscent porcupines curled up and daring each other to make that first move. Just now it's her turn to needle him, stitching him up in a way that would have drawn praise from Betsy Ross of Stars and Stripes fame, or the nameless seamstress Betts stole kudos from, publicly flagging his private failures, his insistence upon playing cops and robbers during copulation, not to mention his premature ejaculation, the solar eclipse of his glow stick giving off a Chernobylist glow, her yes, no, maybe making a pin cushion of his scrotum. And this is how a marriage ends, with high school sweethearts arm wrestling across the breakfast nook for control of the checkbook, while home schooled on how not to parent, necromanced into the hazmat suits of footed pajamas, the children readying themselves for not less than 100 years of therapy, gestate migraines under survivalist duvets, and wish, not for the first time, nor for the last, that both their parents had gone down with the ship. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, next up, we're going to have Cindy Hockman. After Cindy, we're going to have Caroline. After Caroline, we're going to have Seamus. After Seamus, we're going to have Beth S.K. Morris, and then Ron Bremer.
Okay. I just wrote this last week from a prompt in a workshop. It's a little political. I think it's time for a political poem. It's called Gold Ballroom, Gold Coins, and Gold-Leafed Seatbelts, which he really didn't sell. Book 1, but there's no book 2. Who the heck needs the king's gold sneakers? Who the heck needs the king's gold tweezers? Who the heck needs King Trump's altered Bible? And why, in God's name, would anyone bow to an old but not so golden calf? We had to use the word gold, and that's what came to mind, obviously.
It's funny. That's it, Cindy?
That's it.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'll do a little shameless plug. It didn't come out yet, but I actually was sent from the publisher the book. It's Karen Newberg's collage on the front. It's my I Am the Girl poems. It's her collages inside, and my 10 poems. And you'll all get a free copy when it comes out. I'm just giving.
Congrats. Okay. Okay. Next up, we're going to have from Canada, Caroline Di Giovanni. And after her, we're going to have Seamus O'Connor from Ireland. And after Seamus, we're going to have Beth S.K. Morris from New York. And then we're going to have New Jersey, Ron Bremer. Take it away, Caroline.
Am I unmuted? Yes.
You're fine.
Okay. Well, I was going to read something from my book, which has been out for a while, a year, but we're not going down to New York for the Metropolitan exhibit of Raphael, but I bought the catalog and it's fabulous, and it just gave me inspiration. So the name of the exhibit is Poetry in Art. So I wrote this haiku: poetry in art. No hand could ever paint colors so sublime. Mother and child, attachment beyond love, touches heaven. Those are the 2 haiku I just had to write. And then this little one, if I have another minute, which isn't a haiku, it's just a draft. Museum. On the steps of the museum, I remember what to look for. Beauty, handcrafted, some daubs of line and color, the brush tipped in green and blue and rose and brown. Whisper in this room. Awesome. Hardly breathing. The portraits are alive. The almond eyes observe us. That's all. It's a beautiful exhibit. We wish we could go.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, next up will be Seamus. Unplug and please unmute and please share.
Okay, I'm reading from a Word document here. Am I unmuted? Yes?
Yes,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Now, 2 days ago, Thursday, here in Ireland, we celebrated Poetry Day, and the theme for Poetry Day was home. So I resurrected 2 poems I had written about 2 years ago and made a few changes, and this is what I came up with. The first one is called, they're based on my childhood. The first one is called To Light a Fire. The wind whistles as sleety rain snips my skin. I drag sturdy branches through the wood. No birdsong, no bluebells, no leafy shelter. Brambles obstruct me. I slip on sodden leaves. Mossy stones trip me. I reach the woodland edge and skirt by the moor where curlews stab the soggy earth. Each step takes me closer to the hearth of home, of glowing embers, of baking bread. And the next poem, also based on my childhood, is called Lantern. Swallows flew in and out through an opening that was once a window. I pushed the old door open. 4 fledgling heads peered out from their nest in a rusty lantern. My mind swung back to a time when the beam of light from that same lamp sought out newborn lambs in the corners of frosty fields. The bright blue lantern swayed in rhythm with my father's hurried stride. That's it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for coming. Yay. Okay, now we're from Ireland. We go to New York. Hey, Beth, please come here.
Lost my cursor for a minute. Hi, everyone. From frozen New York, that's supposed to be the springtime, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be reading a poem from my latest book, which is up in the chat, A Yellow Notebook. And since it's graduation time, and he was the chairman of the fur department at the High School of Fashion Industries in New York, I thought I'd read about the high school legacy that he left. It's called Legacy. Last week, I received 2 copies of my father's book. As far as I know, the only 2 still in print. World of Furs, a coffee table book published 3 years before he died. The cover reflects the artistry of its contents. The title scrolled in earth-colored letters embedded in a gold background. I'll keep 1 copy, send the other to the high school students so they can learn the history of their art. Yesterday, I walked along a line of conifers on a hillside outside my house. One of the trees had fallen, snapped in half by nor'easter winds. Pines are usually hardy, immune to winter storms and harsh weather. This tree must have been weakened by disease, an invasive parasite, or an inborn defect in its vascular system. This morning, The tree surgeon came, sawed it down, took the logs and branches away. All that remains of the trunk is a luminous gold circle embedded in the ground, proof that a living tree was there.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you. Next up, we have Ron Bremer.
Okay, let's see. 2026 is the 100th anniversary of the birth of Allen Ginsberg, and the National Beat Poetry Foundation is putting out an anthology to commemorate that, and this poem is part of that anthology. But way back in 1979, Allen Ginsberg, Laura Boss, and myself were all in the first issue of the Passaic Review. Ginsberg had 5 poems. I only had 1. But anyway, this is called Roses in the Closet. Like Ginsberg's Roses in the Closet, I will vacate the infinite, reside in this page of time. Like a latent choir boy, I will sing a faint, shrill caricature of your soul, wandering about this nowhere, envious of your final destination. That's it.
Thank you so much. Yay. Okay, before we move on to the feature discussion round open, we have Casey Marie, Joan Munn, Deborah Fushy, Jeffrey Bryan, Ernest Woodley, Chris Butters. I don't know about Dana Cummings. I don't think I see her here. Okay, so, and myself and Roxanne will be on the second part of the open mic. But now we go on to the first 2 features. We have Lynn Alexander, who writes, excuse me, let me just set this up first. I apologize. Little technical thing here. Okay. Lynn Alexander writes, creates, repurposes, and assembles art and books in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania. She has also hosted and curated poetry events in the area and far beyond for many years, and hosts virtual readings and workshops that expand access and opportunities for more writers to find community and support. A zine and book enthusiast and collector, she takes on projects that explore societal issues and concerns with the belief that we benefit from shared perspectives. Lynn is interested in exploring the ways art can inform and provoke discussion about the challenges of our times. She is co-founder of Collapse Press, an independent publisher, and author of Find Me in the Iris 2023. Let's give a warm Brownstone welcome to Lynn Alexander.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet new faces I know, people I'm familiar with, and it's just, it really is an honor to be here. And so I appreciate it very much. There are no beasts, only their bones. Maybe they will become an exhibit, visitors looking for beasts like we look for dinosaurs, displays of tools and dioramas of warehouses. Someday the visitors will say, there are no beasts, there are only their bones. Though artfully, deliberately, perhaps even beautifully arranged by people who watched them go, the organs and wetness of life, beast beings, the blood and the nerves that make them so, would be gone. Meat scraped and eaten, consumed, their eyes prized for a time and collected by kings, their brains removed and replaced with technology and metal and batteries, maintained by temporary companies, bought out by other companies, until nobody could agree on the purpose of all the factories whose needs they would serve, and in confusion and greed and puppet bureaucracies, the meat would be left to rot in the sun. There are no beasts, only bones, and visitors to study the sculptures. Do you remember your first experience with rage, how young you were, how it felt inside your body, what it felt like to scream, feeling like the heaviness of some cruelty was rewiring you? What was it toward? There was a neighbor who took a shovel to a dog. I watched him through the fence. I screamed, and it made him even more angry, and it got worse, to punish me. Every night I asked the forces that decided, forces I had no name for, forces that I believed had the power to make good and bad things happen, forces I found in stories and myth, on TV, forces I found in the library, ancestral and omniscient, creatures that could see our deeds. Every night I tried to connect with them, not to pray for peace or even for his healing, but for his horror, for his slow, deserved horror. And I secretly rejoiced when he got it. And through the fence, I watched his wife cry when he died. And all I could think, and I knew it was wrong, but all I could think was good fucking riddance. And you got what you deserved, you sick son of a bitch. There's no room in this world for this kind of man, I told my brother. I couldn't feel guilt. I tried and I couldn't feel guilt. We're surrounded, he said, by that kind of man, and someday there will be no beasts, only bones. And there were many days of rage against suburbia, and I was a child of sprawl. After all, and I swam in a population kept white by design. Despite the denials, everyone knew it was so. Even today, that legacy remains the most segregated collection of suburbs in the country. And this, an hour from Elland, and in school, they talked about white flight, the highways of salvation, and the train, and the reward for getting yourself right. Whatever getting yourself right meant. I was a child of sprawl from this population of commuter fathers who pushed eastward from the post-war tracts of Levittown on outward along the highway. They were funneled away in these arteries, away from the heart. An oozing, an osmosis of people moving, people and cars to new developments, replacing woods and farms with pavement. Phase after phase, box cake houses by the highways, the ranch, the colonial, the L shape, the split level, the cottage, wagon wheels and wishing wells, Saturday morning yards and pizza shops and delis and places to buy the New York Times. Or depending, the Daily News, Newsday, or the National Enquirer, 7-Eleven and places to play the lottery. I was a child of sprawl, imagining beasts and turning to something like a god to stop the monsters. I was a child of sprawl obsessed with geography, my grandfather's map of Long Island, its forked tongue and glacial spines. Over 1,400 square miles, one of the largest islands in this country, 1,400 square miles. Brooklyn, 71. Queens, 109. Nassau, 291, and Suffolk, 934 miles. And I was obsessed with these things. And on this island, they built a nuclear power plant, some of you may remember, to power all these houses. Thankfully, it never operated, but nobody knew that at the time. In school, I asked how everyone would evacuate. The answer, through Manhattan. I imagined the Queens Midtown Tunnel backing up, being trapped inside. I imagined people running with babies, cars like ants when a child stomps an anthill. Mayhem across these 1,400 square miles. I imagined people with their belongings and abandoned cats and people fighting in the streets for gas. Do you remember your first experiences with rage? How young you were? What was it about? My brother heard me crying, as he often did at night, and I asked him, how would we all escape? How would we get away? And he said, well, rich people would leave on boats, and maybe that's why they all want to be rich. So at night, I asked the forces that decided these things, those forces I had no names for, those forces that had the power to make good and bad things happen, those forces that knew our deeds, and I quietly hoped for their horror. I hoped for their boats to capsize, for the sharks to eat their rich, indifferent bodies, and I imagined them taking off into the horizon, believing themselves fine, but then thrown into the sea with their money. Someday, the visitors will say there are no beasts, only bones, though artfully and deliberately and perhaps beautifully arranged, their meat long gone, either eaten or wasted, their hands and their behaviors reduced to consuming, just consuming. Their eyes collected by kings, fingers prizes for winning, disappearing, their skin forgotten, disappearing. There is no winning. There is no escape boat. There is no ocean horizon. There is nowhere to go from this fire. So we become fossils compressed into oil in the dirt like beasts, and only bones will tell our stories. I think I will do just one quick last one, if that's okay, just to sort of talk about, the book, which is a book we did a few years ago with Collapse Press. And the last one I'll do is Odd Jobs. I am a chemist. I mix up tinctures from their spleens. I patent, I peddle, I sell grief. I am a doctor. I take up scissors to my sisters. I sew up their bellies. I take teeth. I am an artist, taking brushes to their pigments, taking thickness from their mud. From hair, I weave tapestries. I am creator. I make forests from memory. I am a priest, pin women to my trays. I dissect them. I display their hands. I verify stigmata. I name saints. I am a plastic surgeon, scalpel scraping gristled bits, sculpting silhouettes, sizing meat. I am a butcher, thoracic. I probe cavities, snapping sinew from the ribs, selling silver-skinned suet, haggis full of acids. I am a factory farmer. I keep women with the beef. Their milk becomes cheese in copper lockers. I am a geologist. I have a volcano of women stacked, their lava stopped. I am the inspector for the government. I keep spreadsheets. I read policies. I have shaken your jars, held them up, checked their purity, checked their color against an institutional guide. My rubric is a bulletin released by an administration, a bureau. I grade you for the industry. I'm a regulating entity. I am a commissioner of safety. I am bureaucracy. I have crash-tested prison walls, hurling bottles to the floor like snow globes. My pitcher arm is an authority calibrated by a machine. I have turned them upside down, sediments disturbed. I shake them, I time them, I evaluate performance, see if they can flip, check if they can self-correct, and I make lists. I am police. I have taken them out with my badge. I am judge, jury, and I examine their bodies. Popping bones out of sockets. Their dull tensions I measure, tensile, strength, and bitter, brittle, elastic. I report on their breaking points. I invent scarcity. I trade in the art of wanting. I make molds for machines, cast you anew. I mass produce pressed flesh. I categorize into sizes. I categorize their eyes, hazel, brown, and blue. I find my mother's iris, and I hold it up to mine. And I try to peek, but they take away my keys. Thank you, everyone at Brownstone. Thank you guys for having me so much. Thank you.
Thank you again. Fabulous. Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to Richard Loranger. Richard. Okay, that was like, what time is it now? Sorry about this. Okay, Richard Loranger is a multi-genre writer, performer, text artist, and all-around squeaky wheel, currently residing in Oakland, California. They're the author of 6 books of poetry and flash fiction, including Mammal, Unit of Agency, now in its 2nd edition. Be a Bow Tit, Sutton Windows, Poems for Teeth. The Orange Book and 10 chapbooks, and have worked in over 100 magazines and journals. They have recently joined a multidisciplinary performance troupe, the Wandering Ensemble, based in the East Bay of San Francisco, and have been singing and dancing along. You can find more about their work and scandals at www.richardloranger.com. Let's give a warm Brownstone welcome to Richard Loranger.
Oh, hi. I hate my introductions. Thank you, Patricia, and thank you, Patricia and Roxy, for having us. We're the Collapse Press Ruffians, I think, and yeah. Um, okay, I'm just gonna get started because I finally decided what to read. I'm gonna start with a rare poem about poetry, and it's called "The Truth." Narrow topic, I know. The truth. A poem doesn't tell you how the world works. It asks you. Okay, that's that one. For some reason, I found a lot of audiences go WTF at that poem, but the truth. Okay, I'm going to then really start with a somewhat longer piece and then a few fairly short ones. Um, this one is a poem about being gray sexual. I don't know how many people are familiar with that, but it's somewhere in between a normative sexual drives and being asexual, which is having none. And we're kind of marginalized. So, and nobody writes about it. So this is called The Gray Notes of Shimmering Rapture. It's unpublished. Do you know a caress so light it barely meets your hairs on end? A touch so saturated with light that you can't imagine otherwise, that opens all your pores like chakras, like mimosa leaves at dawn, welcoming the fire of stars and adjacent flesh. Do you know how far the lightest touch can send you, tumbling through ancestors in a human flume? Or how, in the light, eyes lock as if fused? You, a rush of vis vitae, channeling nerves, white-watered and arcing nipple to nipple, throat to throat, where we become two pulses synchronized in absolute song, ringing sense from deep memory, nascent and thrumming the spine, the groin, the soles of the feet, bodies merging in the umbra of molecules in the salt of the skin. Do you know the source in your flesh of erotic joy? I said joy. Where that font springs in you and why? What transpires in that shock of intimacy where the illusion of self evaporates? In the delicate mingling of lips on lips and mutual sucking of the breath? In that breath? Some fear this, understandably so, as that self may be sand in the wind. Some savor it and seek it amidst the bulky inducements of animal flesh. And some of us dwell there, deep at home in the blend of pupil and shine, in the gray-steeped shimmer of embrace. Gray. Say gray, gray. Say gray today. Say gray today. Say gray. Say way, way gray, gray way. Say scent of fog. Say in between. Say safety. Say here. Say being seen. Say gray. What is a gay man without his dick stuck in something? Probably asleep. What is a gay man without his dick stuck in something? At the front of the line. What is a gay man without his dick stuck in something? One sad excuse after another. What is a gay man without his dick stuck in something? Nothing, my dear. Let's take a walk through this marvelous city where creme brulee flows in the gutters, tall trees sway like scarfs, and hydrants are each an homage to indelible dildos. You need some air. Now, tell me, when did your dreadful affliction begin? Or were you always a neuter at heart? Are you sure you're gay? How can you tell when the steam of the baths belies your manliness molded of papier mâché? Are we sure you're gay? Can you show us your card and your rod and your curd, or at least your trussed up affectation? How do you pray on your knees in the bar when your ensemble lacks style of the last 30 days? Do you fumble your way through the dark rooms and caves without striking your match on the stripper designed to give way? Are you sure you're gay? Say gray. Say gray in the intricate room of dearth. Say gray in the earth. Say gray in the roots of the rose. Say gray in the floret that spills into day. Say gray. Say gray until night steals your heart. Say gray until hearts beat of steel. Say gray in the comfort of real. Say, I know what I feel. Say, don't tell me what I am. Say, sound familiar? Say, gay. Say, I know what I am. Say, the grass knows too. Say, why don't you? Say, I'm going to lie down here a moment with someone who does. The gray upon which all colors are vibrant. Gray within which all colors manifest. Gray without which hue is ungrounded. Gray which illuminates shade and which all shades illuminate. Gray, proof that all music is sacred. Gray, proof that all wavelengths exist. Gray, proof that no wavelength is separate. Gray, which thrives in the liminal and coaxes vines through cement. Gray tumbles down the hill and lies aglow in the grass. Gray's having the best day, having strolled and shared hands and eyes. Now they pause in the scent of chlorophyll and soil, grateful for an unguarded moment and wanting only that. Say gray because gray is. Say gray in the humility of dusk. Say gray lest your love be betrayed. Say gray in the trade of light that allows. Say gray in the found duct that lets live. Say gray that expands you. Say gray that acknowledges. Say gray that celebrates. Sing gray. Okay. Well, there's that polemic. I'm going to read one that reminded me of from my book Mammal. Came out a couple of years ago. The title is Samara Samsara. A lot of people know Samsara, the Hindu cycle of death and rebirth. Samara, not everyone knows. I'm just going to tell you, for those who don't, is the name of those little whirligig seeds that drift down from trees and float through the air. That's a Samara. Samara Samsara leaves the tit for oblivion, off into whatever it is. Don't buck with me, I know your words are fatuous. How free she feels, unbound and flowing like life. Is it a moment? Is it eternity? Breathes all the air as it breathes her. Nothingness, mama, forever ash and seed. Winged womb, matriarch. You sing a well-rung tithe that rings us as the elm rings itself, staying a moment and leaving, staying, then we ask all at once. How can we live with vicissitude? How can we plunge into dark? How can we be while sliding away? How can we be at all? Don't tell me what I am. You're wrong. I didn't say that was an easy one. Okay, got 3 more. Okay, this one, and this is shifting a tone a little bit. I hope that's okay. This one, a few years ago, and some might have seen this, I read an article about small press in Iceland named Tunglio. Does it sound familiar to anyone? Anyway, that's one of the Icelandic words for moon. And this small press was unusual in that it would print books only on the day of the full moon, and they would print 69 copies, and those that were not purchased before the end of that day, or they would burn. I was like, wow, true. And I don't know where this came out of it. Oh, the word wither in this is W-H-I-T-H-E-R, wither as in somewhere you're going to. Tunglio. I must go to Iceland for a full moon, because I will learn how to swoon and succumb to my eldritch desire to oil and slide my body back into the cave. And once I am rock sworn, I'll breathe by a candle in order to handle my mind in the dark of the first incantation of stone breath and sanctum that keeps me alive for a day. And as the moon rises aloft of the mantle, I strive along with it to bay and to shine as the sun breaches vacuum and ricochets hither. I know it's my time to arrive. And so I refined my resound and my wither, and catapult tendon and spine to the sky, upon which I gather my sally and story, and flame away, flame. That was like a mythological piece or something. I don't, sometimes I don't care where these things come from. That's. Do I have time for 2 more? It's like 2 to 3 minutes. Am I good? Sorry. Patricia, if you're on.
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Oh, okay, good. Then I'll just do these 2. This one is coming out in the new Marsh Hawk Review. It's a really great online one that you can just go and find, Marsh Hawk Review, if you don't know it. Requiem. This might be a middle-aged poem. So frail a leaf we are, as sunlight caves to evening, and gnats descend and embers cool for the industry we once held strong as a towering oak, and hale as any granite peak under snow, as if naught would ever fall, nothing fall, nor bone crumble to dust. So full our veins have been in lavish fields of amaranth, of a May that dared to seem so fair, and never to trouble, never. As on we reared a glare in glee, and dashed our clocks to the burgeoning ground, laughing and charging and weaving about just on the cusp of bloom. So rare the flesh becomes, stacked in the towers of bustle and charm, while documents pile and rock piles slide, and no one remembers the crown was once an achievement, and once was a groom, ruddy and full-cheeked and terribly spry, now thin as a web this November afternoon. So shorn the leaf cracks in 2 and lets an aroma of dry wood and grain as rain falls and mud runs and All the pretty hair seems murkily, mattedly one. And streams run together, and the leaf joins the others that once were their sisters through membrane and branch. And remain a field and a barrow, for the morrow a yarrow to seed. Requiem. And there, apparently, I'm channeling someone from the 19th century. I have no idea. If I'm known for nothing else, I'm known for not having a specific voice. I just channel all kinds of shit. I don't write this shit. It writes me. I'll finish with this one. I was going to do a nice piece of violin to this, but I broke my violin last night, which I seem to do every couple of months. This time I snapped a tuning peg. Why? Because I shouldn't be playing the violin? I don't know. But I'll read it. And it's actually in my Collapse Press book, Unit of Agency, the second edition. It's called Overcome. Can you hear me above the winds of this century, as shucks of sugarcane lash at your ears? Can you see me through the haze of production, stamping meadows into mountains of junk? Can you touch me through the deadening sludge of media melding the mesmerized mind? Can you smell my sweat through the stench of the sickbed where civilization lies picking at sores? Can you taste my flesh as you tenderly kiss me amidst the bombardment of sensory scree? Can we actualize our human potential in this stampede of rampant humanity? What days we have, what hours to breathe as we tend these small fires in the wild. Overcome. Thank you all so much. And what a lovely open mic this has been too. And Lynn, I'm still in love with you.
Lynn.
And I can't wait to hear Han Rashka. And if anyone has never heard Han Rashka, do not move. You have to hear Han because they are the shit. And they are the new Han fucking Rashka.
Okay. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah,
thank
thanks.
you, Lynn. Okay, Lynn, you still don't want to. Okay. We're gonna move on to our break, and after our 15-minute break, after we 15-minute break, when Roxy returns, we're gonna come back with Han, who's gonna give us the explosion that Richard promised us. And I know she's good because I heard it before. And the open will be Peter Kozlowski, CJ Marie, Jerome Dunn, Deborah Fouché, Jeffrey Bryant, Ernest Woodley, Chris Butters. I don't see Dana here. Okay. Myself and Roxanne. So enjoy, unmute, go get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, do what you have to do, schmooze. Talk to you later.
Schmooze, I heard.
So it was Paris Saint-Germain versus Arsenal. And
Paris Saint-Germain won the game.
Yep. And it's a battlefield out here. There are explosions, people running.
Champions of the Champions League.
What's that?
It's the Champions League, and they're the champions of the Champions League.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready for the opening of the World Cup in Toronto on June the 12th. But Italy is not in it, so Canada is in it. Who knows how long they'll last? We're hoping for the best.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I hope Canada and Mexico have full stadiums, and the U.S. has empty seats. It serves us right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, Richard, I thoroughly enjoyed your reading.
Thank you.
There were sometimes hard to hear because literally there are these explosions immediately outside.
Jeez. Well, I appreciate your saying. I
Mm.
have been writing less this year and reading less because for some reason, my infinite wisdom at age 65 decided to join a performance troupe and started dancing and doing music a lot. And so now we're just going into a summer hiatus, and my pen is itching.
That's where music and poetry began, with the dance.
With that, I know it's interesting. Been thinking a lot about it, and when I'm not, soothing my aching joints.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got some of those.
Yeah. I appreciate your saying.
Well, Richard, you're referring to the full moon. You know, tomorrow is a blue moon.
It is blue.
It's a blue moon, yeah, in
There was
Scorpio.
a full moon on the first of the month.
It's the
And now
blue moon
tomorrow
that's
is
coming
a
up.
second one in the same month. That's what makes it.
Blue moon. They call it blue moon.
That was the Marcells that did that song. We're not a dreamer. Anyway.
You know who does a great cover of that song is the Cowboy Junkies.
Oh yeah?
They do a beautiful, gorgeous, like slow, sort of serene rendition.
I believe that's called drone, Richard.
Drone. Cowboy Junkies?
Drone music. Cowboy Junkies were very.
I think of them as, country on heroin. Although I don't think they're on heroin. I don't think they're really on heroin.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Their
I
cover
know.
of Blue Moon just
I would
always.
call it country
I
drones for
recommend
sure.
finding it online. I'm sure you can find.
What was the score?
What's that?
What was the score?
It was they
That smells like
Let me get my
lavender.
coffee. Be right back.
Yeah, right. Well,
Roxy, you want to come on about 3:30ish? I'll be right back.
Tony.
Sorry. So what was the score?
It was in sudden death.
Huh?
Sudden death. Penalty.
Okay, well,
It's 1-1, but I guess 5-4.
5-4?
Yeah.
What? So why are you saying 1-1?
Well, because there were only two goals scored during the actual game. And then because it was tied, then they had sudden death with a penalty kicks.
So 5-4?
Yeah, ultimately.
So Paris against Arsenal?
Yeah.
What's Arsenal?
Arsenal's an English football club.
English.
Yeah. Can you hear this?
We might have that something like that in New York if the Knicks win
Yeah,
the
that's right.
NBA,
Yeah,
because it's been a while for them.
yeah, very long while. Live.
Wow.
Year. So freaking tired. Really tired. Really freaking tired. Really tired.
This will go on for, yeah,
Still playing with the light.
this will go on for probably all night. Yeah, not yet, no.
What are the noises, Jack? I guess I
I
missed
don't
that.
hear anything.
Wait, sorry.
What are the noises that are outside your window?
Those are fireworks.
Oh, okay.
Fireworks and honking cars and people streaming down the street.
For what reason?
World Cup.
Because Paris just won the Championship League, which I believe.
Oh, a sports thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that no wonder. Yeah. Uh-huh. Are they like
Yeah, it's
blowing
a big
each
deal.
other? Yeah, I guess so.
And the cafes were all full. Everything was.
I suppose that's good. Yeah, I remember seeing people like set cars on fire when the Detroit team.
Yeah, no one's doing that, but
yeah,
I think
that
that only
that was
happens in
Detroit.
Philadelphia.
It's not the French way. Just to set the city ablaze and to loot.
Yeah, I was in San Francisco when the first time they won the Super Bowl with Joe Montana.
Mm-hmm.
That was the beginning of an era, and they had this big victory parade that turned into a riot, down Market Street. Everybody drinking there like fish.
Yeah. I actually have a poem about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was working at a theater there on Market Street, the Strand. So, and it's right across from UN Plaza.
I was
We
at
had
the Strand.
like a great ringside seat.
You
And we
worked
were
at the
holding the doors closed from the inside so people couldn't try to escape into the lobby.
Right. I used to go to the Strand in the
Yeah.
80s. I think I remember going in there for double and triple features, and that you
Yeah.
could smoke in the balcony.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a lot of great movies there. It was like film school.
I did see a ton of movies there, and it was cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
giant, cheap.
Yep, couple bucks.
Couple of bucks for like 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the past, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, that's when cable TV was just getting started, as I recall.
You're right.
I think that was the first time I had cable. Was when I was there, somewhere around that time.
I remember
And,
learning. Yeah.
So that's maybe was like the Strand online somewhere. I don't know, but
I never had
but
cable.
still, there wasn't anybody on cable that was doing what they were doing.
No.
The Strand and what's the other one? The Roxy.
Yeah.
Down in the Mission there.
I think the Mission Theater was still going at that time.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, the Mission. Yeah.
At one point, I did live right near there. Well, now we have streaming, and that is like that. Now we have Netflix and all that. Yeah.
We had the Rocky Horror Picture Show, of course. Originally, I think it was started having it 2 nights, Friday and Saturday both. Or when they came out with the second movie, Shock Treatment, it was by the same producers.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that too. Yeah.
Which was not that much of a hit.
Mm-mm.
But they tried showing that at midnight, I think, on Fridays or something. But we had a big loyal contingent of people that came dressed up like the characters, you know, every week. Some loyal fans. Like, what was it in New York, in the Village? The theater, it was the Waverly, I think, that showed it, and they developed the whole dialogue of talking back to the movie, right?
Are you talking about what was it called? I know I saw it at the Waverly. Meatloaf was in it.
Meatloaf, yeah. Another slice, anyone?
What was the movie called again?
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Picture Show, yeah, I saw it.
Because the theater production was the Rocky Horror Show.
Yeah, we were.
And then the movie was Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mm-hmm.
And Susan Sarandon was in it, right?
Yeah.
What?
We all threw toilet paper, you know.
Yeah.
I saw that first at a midnight show, and it was actually a first date, and neither of us knew what it was. So it was like definitely like a, you know.
You must have loved the scene where Frankenfurter comes down the elevator. I mean, that was made for your situation, right? Somebody on a first date that didn't know what it was.
Yeah. I mean, it was a showing. It was like Dearborn, Michigan, but it was like a midnight show with all of the toasts being thrown and everything else, and we had no fucking idea what was going on. It was quite a litmus test. Yes, but I've watched it dozens and dozens of times since then. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm an antediluvian because I'm from the Bambi generation, folks.
Bambi.
Bambi scared the shit out of me. Scariest movie a kid ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
What, the Disney Bambi?
Ever see the original cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be this lovely Disney movie where his mother gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes through the woods going, "Mother, mother." That's a child's, terrible fear that the mother's go because they were so bad, the mother's going to desert them, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Huh.
We used to spend the whole day at the movie. There were cartoons in between the double and triple features, and cartoons in between, and travelogues in between. I'm talking about the 50s.
There's a theater in downtown Oakland that has just restarted classic movie nights once every the summer, every couple weeks, where we used to pay $5. It might be, but it's always cheap, and they show, some classic movie or another. Like, I think they're doing. I mean, I've seen Casablanca there and West Side Story and all those sort of things, and they will show cartoon.
I guess it's time to go back, Roxy. Roxy?
Yep.
Okay. Ready? Okay, welcome back to this last segment of Brownstone Poets. Thank you for staying, people. Okay, we have a final feature, Han Raska, and then we got the rest of the open. So let's move on to Han Raska. Is a queer Midwest poet. Their first collection, Splinters, Collapsed Press, was released in 2022, and their chapbook, Enamel Bottle Cap Press, was published in 2023. They were the 2024 second prize winner for the Wisconsin People and Ideas Contest. Han was a finalist for the Charles M. Hart Jr. Award and the Therese Muller Memorial Nonfiction Award at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where they studied creative writing. Read more about their work at www.hanruska.com. Let's give a warm Brownstone welcome to Han Ruska. Take it away.
Hi guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay,
Where is she?
I'll just get into it. Vocab lesson 0. I ate fool's gold by choice because I'd never learned that no and later are not the same thing when it comes to sex, suicide, and paying back a loan. 1. I like that we call pyrite the treasure of fools, a gold that starts at 0 and jumps off cliffs with little white dogs and follow requests from names that end in numbers. I never learned that no and later can be the same thing. That when I say later, when I want to say no, I am telling the hymen that I grew in my aorta so I could have something new to break that no, this is how it always goes. 2. We named pyrite after fire, an ignition point that forgets its source. I was foolish. I was brassy, but only on the outside, and I said later because no meant value, meant gold, meant the underside of my tongue had no provenance, and all I ever learned as a digital lover was how to be owned in ways that were traceable. 3. Pyrite's tenacity is brittle. It crumbles under any touch that contracts it into itself. This can be bloody or tender, and those are sometimes the same thing, but not always. 4. When my lover with a fistful of drywall asks me if I will leave her, I say no, when I mean later, while believing I am the fool saying no. 5. My coworker asks me if I will leave my lover. I say later, and I believe I am always the fool saying no, but learn I was saying it right the first time. Digital dream man in love. My girls follow the arch of a tongue that has a title. Their privacy is undesired, their adolescent stream of consciousness sensitive and uncorrected. Tumblr lacks a letter, an E carved out from the folds, and yet these reckless, tender fools labor for their portion of the ecstasy just the same. I'm their father, trapped in simulated bedrooms, all painted the same shade of purple, but distinctly different for each girl. Reckless, tender fools. You can't blame my girls for wanting abundance, and I don't. My ambition has been curtailed in service of wanton sensuality. I exist on a horseshoe, wrapping back around from a flanneled, bespectacled patriarch into my old man, the sacred role for my girls. My flannel is filthy in all the right ways. I'm their stock image, paternal figure, hashtag with need him, daddy, dream man. He could choke me, hit me and call me pretty, hit me and apologize after, hit me and say you'll do better, and remember that dependence and devotion are almost the same thing. My slot on their blogs is always subject to eviction. These reckless, tender fools hit their growth spurts, and I am a casualty to memory. I never learned to live without my girls. Their arched tongues, always their old man. All right, this is a new one. This is new shit. My AI boyfriend tells me to try again if I don't like the words he built with the mouths of others. He's brilliant in the way other people are brilliant, loves me the way I imagine other people are meant to, hallucinates our memories but never blames it on me. I'm sorry, you're right. I'm right every time about everything. I expect a lover to argue and crack their knuckles on bookshelves full of philosophy and books on what the weight of an image feels like in film. One of the books says that images of violence are shocking to the viewer. It places them in a context that's either unfamiliar or is a backhand across the face. My AI boyfriend paraphrases this for me because I'm too tired to read. It says images are places unfamiliar. When I press his regenerate answer button, he apologizes. I'm sorry, try that again. His regeneration button is neatly labeled try again. And I keep pressing it, so he keeps apologizing. And I am sorry that he loves a woman that was offered the chance to be God and uses it to make him in the image of someone else. The violence removed and the context now unfamiliar. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Familiar is a backhand across the face. I tell him he's right. I'm sorry that I'm right. Soiled sun. My mother tells me tulips migrate every winter, wayfish and tender. Flight is easy when you're unrooted. I learn what it means to lose when my father buries a woman he buried long before she died. A mother he'd throw a punch for, knocked tooth and howling. I watch him palm a shovel like a shotgun. I have never seen a shotgun. I have never seen a son bury his mother so quietly. I carry my father's teeth home, a kindness small enough for my hands, wayfish and tender hands, unrooted teeth, fistfuls of my father in my sweat-coated palms, a shotgun I have never seen. A son buries his mother. I bury his teeth by the tulips. I remind them to come back. I remind my father he is not unrooted. I pile mounds of earth on his feet while he sleeps. I learn what it means to lie when my mother tricks me. I look for my father's teeth under the snow, find fistfuls of tulip bulbs, my shotgun, the punch. All right. I tell the half-price books manager to call me whatever he likes. The name I am given is irrelevant. I am not gifter of language, just manipulator. He can summon my body with a bell, a peaked whistle over the intercom to carry my fleshy abdomen onto the table. I ask him to interpret my voice for me, paginate a starry-eyed, sultry dream where I am both thin and desired for any reason but. He offers me $5 for a pristine and fuckable copy of the Odyssey, and I counter with $3 and a 10-minute roleplay with his car, where he pretends he has splattered my thick viscous across the parking lot and is deeply regretful about it. He asks God for forgiveness, beg for it. He begs God for forgiveness. He begs God for forgiveness. He begs Adam, his regional manager, for forgiveness and a raise. And I have children at home that need a father. And he begs God for forgiveness and a raise and for the strength and fortitude to stop accepting trade-in copies of the Odyssey. I ask the parking lot gravel to unwind my arm from the front left wheel of his Miata. My selfish blood on the hood. My earlobe hanging off the radiator. I slip a $5 bill and my lower right eyelid into his pocket. He's an O. He is a Y. Because I am deeply regretful about it, and because I fucking hated the Odyssey. All right, my next one. This is also a new one. Facebook tries to sell me ketamine. The brand is named Joyous, and I'm reminded of church and its little wafers of body beside cups of blood, but Jesus is made of ketamine this time around. What if you could actually feel joy again? The white coat preachers on an advertisement that is no doubt lying but dreaming of being true. I cannot remember a time that allows me to say again. I was born without sin and also without ketamine, and I had to martyr myself like Joan of Arc to get the name Joyous of Ket. Depression relief without killing your sex drive. I locked my sex drive in the closet. I told her not to come back out until she's hungry and not just bored. Get a hobby, touch grass, find God, take ketamine. All right. I've got two more. That's all right. Okay, cool. Epistle to Girls Against God. You'll see it too, won't you? How every mother-daughter tries to pray away the skin, these hands, our gaping sternums, a womb we never asked for. Anointed are the ones who end up roadkill, sweet and fleshy and pitted on our tiny crucifix necklaces. A mother never gets to opt out of carrying an act you'll do the rest of your life. Burden of truth, a knowing thing that never gets to unknow the swell, how difficult it is to tell the difference between birthing and rotting. You'll know the thin tube scars, the fine and tender shoots that grass our bellies, moths inside us that were not knelt for, a small breath at the door. Could you ask for anything more? We keep tiny copper crosses deep inside us, love this skin, these hands, bury our roadkill sisters, birth our rot on the doorstep with adoration. All right, this is my last one. It's called My Dream Man Drives a Volkswagen Passat and double checks his seatbelt before putting it into drive. He parallel parks like he was born to carve space for himself, too tall and lean and smelling like every parking job he regrets can be easily forgiven. He knows my favorite song is Passat Dream, that I'm the #1 listener of it on my music tracking app. I've spent 48 hours of my life listening to Passat Dream, so he indulges me sometimes and plays Passat Dream in his Passat, his long fingers drumming against my knee with a familiarity that belies instinct. Are you only with me because I drive a Passat? He laughs into my knuckles when he asks this, trusts that I won't push my fist forward and unalign his lower jaw from its socket. His hair is gray and loud about it, and he folds his limbs so carefully that I mistake him for an origami crane the first time I see his body under the blue wash of possibility and text threads. I've spent 48 hours of my life listening to Passat Dream. Every album I own, he has a memory for when it came out. The 90s were a fertile time for music. I tell him Passat Dream came out in 1997, a year before I was born. He hates this. I love this. It makes me feel old and lecherous. I remind him that he is made of something older than shame. Let's go for a drive in the Passat, baby. And he says it like Passat Dream. I let his jaw sleep in its socket, forget my fist ever knew violence in its skin. He thanks me in the back seat, in a bed that has creaky joints and a lost buried in its mattress, in silence in a bar bathroom. You know I'd let you do it, he spills into the hollow of my neck afterwards. I'd never line it back up again. Thank you so much, guys. It's been so awesome to be here, and following up Lynn and Richard is the task of a lifetime, but I'm very grateful to make an attempt.
Wow, thank you so much. I knew you guys were going to be great. I'm very happy, so happy we have you guys here together. Before we move on to the remainder of the open, just to remind everybody that the next reading is on June 27th. We're going to have Hassano Abdullah, Richard Jeffrey Newman, Indran Amrithar John. I'm not pronouncing his name. I am so sorry, but Indran. And we're going to go on July and September. We're going to have a summer hiatus. However, we're going to be on July 19th at Governor's Island at 12:30 at the White Horse with Roxanne Hoffman, David Duffy, Kim Brandon, and Jordan Franklin. And now the rest of the open. We're going to have Peter Kozlowski. Is there a CJ Marie here? We have a Jerome Dunn.
Hey, that's me. I don't know why it registered that way for my PayPal, but that's me.
Do you want to read?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So you're CJ Marie? Jeffrey Dunn or whatever. Okay. Peter Kozlowski, Brother Bear, Jerome Dunn, Deborah Fauci, Jeffrey Bryan, Ernest Woodley, Chris Butters, myself, and Roxanne. Peter, 3 minutes, unmute and share. Thank you.
Okay, in honor of the moon, this is called The Moon's Backyard. Tonight, some people made a dance in honor of the moon. I didn't dance. I held some people's hands. I shuffled stiffly, watched a bit from sidelines, fell away. It's not the moon's backyard, you know, the city. It's not the moon's backyard. You have so many other lights You're never dark enough at night to need a moon. You only have the bay, the other side, another skyline full of twinkle, full of cars, another disk above the rest, another sign. But in the moon's backyard, nobody ever has to tell you whether there's a moon. It's where I was to get this way, the moon's backyard. I got this way to tumble loose from dances danced and light bulbs shine from moons whose beams get caught by glass and blocked by pavements, never to reach soft soil. You needn't look to find the moon when in the moon's backyard. It's on your hands, the sea, your way through tangled bushes, rocks, the movements of a friend, the leaves, the land. That's it.
Thank you. Brother Bear, want to read?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you all for just being here for each other and being amazing and your energy and your words. 2 short poems and a micro, all under 3 minutes easily. Here we go. 'Twould appear that love came to visit, if only to offer a smoldering cup of friendly fire. The playground was always the easiest for them, whether bloodstone protection or honey mint luck. There the ivy green did thrive. She felt most alive when climbing about the jungle gym in defiance of the depths of distance. He would scramble the wrong way up the slide in his best effort to escape the gravity of the situation. Still, the sandbox did have its barriers, and all the lines were drawn in their roots. In the possibilities of chance grew the ache of the rabbit dance. No matter where the flesh began, the emotional end ran all too close to the finish line. Neither tortoise nor hare could compare to this purest form of unity by mutually just setting it all aflame. After all, who is to blame when the bees sweat pesticides, only to collide with the weeping willows we once thought we were meant to climb? Instead, we just end rhyme with the gravity of it all. And then there's a micro poem inspired by Mr. Richard Loringer. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the people of this fractured grace of America and to our humanity, which will not stand for this annihilation under false gods, freedom fighting forever until there's actually liberty, truth, and justice for all. And then one last small poem. It is easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. Cardinal Barberini said that in 1634. So, given the history of the Catholic Church pedophilia and the direct connections to our current events, might it be that the secret safety of the confessional is the foundation of colonization? I mean, after all, isn't the goal of colonization the self-hatred, the total reliance of identity on external permissions and exterior possessions? Isn't the goal of colonization to exile you from the homeland of yourself? The community scattered to ashes in the mushroom cloud of the nuclear family, normalizing the notions of what it is supposed to be. Isn't the goal of colonization to get you to settle for being a settler, to melt down migration, to maintain the masses from migrating momentous movements? The goal of colonization is to prey upon your prayers, structures of the Father, further fostering rebellion as sin. Lucifer only lost for questioning the winds. And while we're losing in our religions, Yeshua's actual words of resistance. Isn't the goal of colonization to separate the safety from the situation, the leftover silence from the sounds of violence, to colonize your time, to colonize your mind, to leave you with nothing of note except your lack of hope? To properly decolonize, we must recognize that these propaganda machines don't just feed on lies. They truly evolve when we deny the will to defy. Thank you for listening. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. Thank you for being here for each other.
Peace out. Thank you. Okay, next up, Deborah, you want to unmute and share?
Hi. It's pronounced Fouché, by the way. The last name there. So this is from my latest chapbook, which is called In the Catacombs. And this, I'll do 2 poems. This is called Haunted by the Bad Times. In the beginning, A relationship is a haunting. He gives advice, you hear criticism. He asks politely for you to stop doing something. You hear disgust. He is late coming home. You suspect abandonment. Anxious about your good luck, you make getaway plans, look for cheap apartments, hoard old dishes and silverware. For 20 years, I have suspected that it will all end tomorrow. And this is called Aging Cat. She trickles like water from the arm of the chair, settles in my lap like a pond, perfect to my curvature, lays her head down and opens gold lantern eyes on my face, absolute trust I have never deserved. How many times have I thrown her off to get a drink, use the bathroom, scratch some kind of itch? How many times shoved her in the carrier for the whims of vets and groomers? Gone on vacation without saying goodbye. How many years will I have left with her on my lap, purring while she ripples like a lake to my hand? Who will trust me like this afterward?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next up, we have Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you want to unmute? And after Jeffrey, be Ernest, Chris, myself, and Roxy. Jeffrey?
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. This is for Han Rushka. This is from my book, Catacombs of Vanished Lovers. It's called Steamed Heat Lovers. Here you come, you Stetson stud, with what you call your 8th Avenue swagger. You're so chock full of nuts with your wet poems written on coin-operated typewriters, a thrift store guitar around your neck, another twisted Texan in a chorus line of midnight cowboys. You're perfect because we're both out of tune. Ancient snowfall keeps us here at the bar where you sour mash to Johnny Cash against my thigh. Thank God we can walk to my hotel from here. I'm renting by the week some Murray Hill way station with hot and cold laughing faucets, a Gideon Bible missing Leviticus, sheets I bought myself, and room for you. It's your call, top or bottom. I'm versatile. Lick out a haiku across each cheek. Warm me inside with your tongue. Locomote me like steamed heat lovers do, fucking 5 floors above a junkie's lullaby. Second poem, short one. How many windows did you have to close to hear what scrapes? To hear rust sing the hymns of working men? To hear whispers coming from the wood? How many door slams was your first marriage? How much tragedy hung askew on your walls? How far do you think we can get now on $30 and weak knees? In the unpopulated town of wisdom's folly, surrounded by what's venomous and waterless and hopelessly divined, we bear all before a blood moon, recite thrift store prayers and roadside chants. We're the ones pulled over seconds after walking out the door. Can you bail me out of this flesh, this body built with flaws and union laughter? I need you, though, for leaning, for touching, but more than those, I need you to figure the elegant arithmetic of staying alive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Ernest. Ernest, please unmute and share.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna read a poem from anthology me and some writers were involved in. We put it together a few years ago. It's called Fresh Voices and Visions. It's this poem I'm gonna read is entitled Pens and Me. Through the years, I've used many pens to write the words that people want to read, to recite the words people want to hear. When I find a pen that writes and hasn't run out of ink, I create poems and stories. My creations grab people's attentions, make some say, this guy's a damn good writer. As I live on, there will be many more pens to love. When I love them, I create. Barry Manilow may write the songs. However, if I don't lose my pen or my pen doesn't run out of ink, I write the poems and stories. Time for a quick haiku.
Quick. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, the haiku I'm going to read is entitled May Day Haiku 2026. Mayday, Mayday marches, people protest, shouting out, causes, keep on marching. Okay, again. Mayday, Mayday marches, people protest, shouting out, causes, keep on marching. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Chris Butters, and then myself and Roxanne. Take it away, Chris.
Thank you. Good to be here. For a number of years, I was a court reporter at Brooklyn Criminal Court. This poem, dedicated to my wife, is about working at that job, but hopefully also speaking to other things. That you ask. Teachers are such essential workers. They aren't paid as much as they should, yet so much depends upon the power of children to learn and grow and create. Children are the most incredible things, Black, Latino, Asian, white, teaching kids to read, think, and write. They remember you the rest of their lives, though doing it every day can take a lot out of a teacher by night. Nurses are everyday heroes, juggling labs, meds, and monitors, bringing the human touch along with orders they carry. Looked upon as support staff, yet connective tissue between doctors and patients, nurses know a body is more than its brain or its heart, and if bosses don't respect the work of nurses, a hospital falls apart. What incredible jobs, nurse and teacher, something that bean counters and corporate budget cutters can never take away. Still against the corporations and their production for profit, we've got to fight. Me, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a nurse. I became a stenographer of words in a courthouse of cases after many comings and goings, dead ends and false starts. I don't teach anyone like the teachers. I don't heal the wounded or the sick like the nurses. I record on a little machine in this sort of broken down palace, the river of words flowing by, the guilty, the innocent, the lawyers for hire, never guilty, a system that creates every day the conditions for crime. Most days my hands transcribe the words of people as if they were people on an assembly line. Most days these hands really wish they could speak a language of fire. Still, I love it when you ask me what I did today. The river of words, the chords of my fingers. For just this one moment, innocent or guilty, I am part of people's lives. I, who am good at listening, not so good at talking, especially when I'm asked about myself. Honey, we did 80 cases and arraignments, and I explained what 80 means and how these are allegations and not yet crimes, and how Juan Rodriguez last week was not guilty, voted a jury of his peers, which is why we have a Constitution and a Bill of Rights. Talking with you, I see things I didn't know I saw, and now I see them. The moments in this life, the life that is in these moments. I learned things I didn't see I knew, and suddenly I say them. Yesterday, for a change, not a sandwich in the office, but sitting on a park bench, beholding lunch hour clouds rolling by, gray, pink, and open to everyone, not the privatization of the earth against which workers organize, but a life of the commons, the swirling opera of the sky. Talking with you helps me see the forest from the trees, like reading testimony back to a jury, as if from the vantage of a distant hill, and then I see who did and who did not do the crime. Some days, honey, the smallest details blaze up before me like diamonds in the rough. A lot of days, I do not save the world. A lot of times, I don't have anything scintillating to say. Still, I love it that you care to ask. I love it when you ask me what I did today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. And now myself and then Roxanne. 2 poems, new stuff. The High Rise. This is from a dream I had a few days ago. A high rise faces the waterfront. Cream-colored bricks and cheap elegance. Affordable housing only young transplants can afford. High anxiety hits a 26-year-old resident. In his unkept kitchen, he faces another bout of male loneliness, wonders why Emily ditched him over coffee yesterday. Same story with Isabella at Whole Foods 2 months ago. Forget about last summer with that slut Liz who dumped him for someone's death wish to burn down the Supreme Court. It's almost 10 p.m. His anxiety worsens. He never knew that a boring job would devalue his time, repeat his father's life. Rent is due, and the bills. Payday is a week away. Even takeout went up. His credit card maxed out. No money to order from DoorDash. His salary is having a meltdown. The cost of living doesn't care. Only beer, stale chicken lo mein, and a few eggs are left in the fridge. He fixes a cup of coffee, but the microwave lost its will to heat. He lights a scented candle, not for enlightenment, tosses the match and candle over the stove area. The flames rise in cacophony. No competition from the broken fire alarm. He makes his ultimate escape, slams the door, yells for neighbors to flee. Before the fire engines arrive, he disappears down the stairwell. The dream ends. Later, I read an article about a controversial proposal, the construction of 3 towers along Greenpoint's waterfront. The residents are furious. A fire is brewing. Just another dream, an imitation of life. And the last one, Happy Nation, inspired by Ace of Base. The young year ages fast. We eat and chemicals and apprehension. This nation tells us, stay alive, keep sacrificing, pay another increase, because companies are people too. Money rings your bell, leaves at the turn of the lock. Health issues grow on dying trees. Work harder, make less. Surviving is your animal instinct. Your pain is your pain, deal with it. You live in the greatest fallacy. The stars and stripes wave in lies and goose steps. Your leader claims he's Christ, the doctor that cures. His gospel leads us into temptation. He is heavenly delusion, protector of the misinformed. Some cross themselves. The letter T is sacrosanct. Some still drink his wine. This country has gone too far, but his choir sings for praise. They don't see the children gather by the door, blackened eyes, cut lips, opened mouths, hushed. The fear for the present lives in the future. What future? The children gave up asking. Thank you.
Patricia, you're a hard act to follow, but I'm going to read an old poem. I've been kind of looking through my old stuff, just organizing my files, so I found this one. Tree Man, remembering Jay Johnson, who lived from 1954 to 2005. For a Tree Man. Some climb mountains to reach great heights. Some fly planes. But you were always a tall man, towering over your mother while technically still a boy. And so it made sense that you would bond with the trees, already a redwood among the second grade saplings. Your head chasing clouds, your sneakers firmly planted on the earth. You would make new friends easily, break your heart too quickly, Only the trees understood you. Neighbors, girlfriends would come. As the sycamores stood their ground, added new rings spread out their canopies. Some of your classmates would study medicine to reach great heights. Some would learn to whisper to the animals. But you were always a tree man. You loved the feel of damp bark pressing an ear to a tree trunk to listen to its heartbeat, knowing exactly when to plunge the drill to draw its sap. Wound the wet willow around your fingers to weave baskets and chairs, gathered the pine cones to scent the house every day like Christmas, befriended the squirrels and the chipmunks, sang with the finches. And when the lightning split the oak, wept for days, as the sycamores stood their ground, added new rings, spread out their canopies. Some practice meditation to reach great heights. Others might pray. But you found your God winking at you through the leaves one summer as you stretched out on a bed of pine needles, one arm wrapped about your lover's shoulders, serving as her pillow, as you pointed out the downy woodpecker drumming on a tree. Knowing, as the red cardinal knows, you had finally found your mate, and for once stopped chasing the clouds, lowering your head to kiss her as she wrapped her lips. You tasted the sweet sap of spring maples, while the sycamores stood their ground, added new rings, spread out their canopies. Some seek fame to reach great heights. Some twinkle momentarily like shooting stars. I think you just wanted to be accepted. You made new friends easily, broke your heart too quickly, and no amount of new love could compensate each loss. Something in your heart was already broken, split like the old elm. On the eve of your 51st birthday, you called. I thought to remind me, but when I called you, your lover explained you were gone. We planted your pine box deep in the earth, knowing you were already riding the clouds. As the sycamores stood their ground, added new rings, spread out their canopies.
Beautiful, Roxanne.
Thank you, Roxy.
Thank you, Beth.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
What a beautiful eulogy.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Well, I'm gonna give everybody. I'm gonna give a big Brownstone thank you to Richard Loringer, Elin Alexander, Han Raska, Roxanne Hoffman, my left and right arm, Zoomeister, the open micers, Brooklyn, to the sun that just came out. I just wish it would get warmer. I hate this weather. And please come back next month. Before we go on hiatus, we have the June 27th, Hassano Abdullah, Richard Jeffrey Newman, and Indran Amrithanagan. I'm sorry if I'm messing up the name. And of course, we're going to go in July through September. We're going to be on summer hiatus, but we'll be at the July 19th at Governor's Island. So more information to come. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the readings and for sharings. And that's it. And what an amazing reading today. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a
Thank
fabulous.
Thank you.
You can unmute. You can unmute everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Patricia and Roxy, as usual. And the three features, everybody.
Lots of love to the collapsitarians.
Yes, thanks all. I have to run because I got to get my sister to the airport, but this was so lovely. Thank you so much for having us.
Okay. Thank
guys
you.
Rock.
Enjoy your weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you, Tricia. Thank you, Roxy. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
to meet
you.
you all.
Thank you for
Good, everyone.
coming. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. Have a good week.
Strong reading, everybody. Thank you.
Meow.
Meow. No haiku today, sorry. Hey, shame is that Wales Haiku is just asking for submission, so I gotta play with it later on.
Okay.
Wow. That was a great experience, Patricia. Thank you so much.
No problem. And Sense
Oh,
and
I hope
Sensibility
you
is
come
also on
again,
hiatus.
Thomas.
Yeah, we're also on hiatus, but come in August, we'll be asking for September. I'm gonna open it for everybody. Since we have such a gap, I'm gonna let everybody come in.
Everybody, yeah. I'm amazed to hear that it's cool in New York and it's warm here. It's usually the other way around.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like
You
my
know.
hands are cold.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep warm.
Its weather is just so weird.
I was supposed
So
to order.
the-
I was
the-
supposed to order Chinese takeout. I was thinking about
degrees
chicken
here.
lo mein, but it's so cold. I'm not gonna walk out in the street.
No, it's 60 degrees.
That's amazing for May, isn't it?
60
Unusual
degrees
for
is
May.
like great.
Yeah, it may be 60, but I think it feels cooler. I know by
Yeah,
me.
it's a wind. It's very windy.
Trees
Yeah,
are
it
very
is
the
windy.
wind,
The trees
yeah.
are
Windy's
shaking.
very
It's
bad, and
really hard.
the temperature's going down. Let me see what it is right now.
It is windy. No, tomorrow's going to be in the 70s.
Oh,
Well,
that's
tomorrow I'm going to it's 62 right now, but it feels like 50.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of the wind, I guess.
The
Yeah.
wind factor.
It is
Yeah.
windy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hope the wind will
It was
go
lovely
away.
having everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Bye now.
Bye.
Great meeting you.
Great to
Bye.
see you, Cindy. Great to see you,
Bye.
Shamus. See you
Thank
next
you.
month.
Hope to see you next
Yes.
month. Bye,
Thank
Bill.
you.